Oh,
We'll keep it
no,
local from
hold
here.
on. Why do you have a Dublin accent? Where did that come from?
It's all down to your instructions. You asked for a Dublin tone, so I'm just vibing with that local flavor. If you ever want a different,
That's a terrible accent.
no worries at all. We'll ditch the Dublin act and go with whatever feels right. Just you be you, and I'll keep it easygoing and clear from here.
Just once more for the record, could you give me your best Dublin accent? Give me a verse from a Pogue song.
Oh, I'd love to give you a verse, but I can't actually sing or recite lyrics directly. What I can do is chat away in that Dublin style all day if you fancy, or we can spin up some original lines if you're in the mood.
All right, give me a stereotypical Irish, charming, tourist friendly, like little poem or something there for about 15 seconds in your finest Dublin accent.
Ah, sure, welcome to the heart of it all, where the cobblestones tell stories and the Liffey always flows. Grab a pint, take a gander, and don't be shy, because in Dublin, you'll always find a friend to say, how ya and grand as you go by.
That's a beautiful piece of audio. Thank you very much.
Word.
All right, I've got the most important question known to mankind right now. Are you ready?
I'm absolutely ready. Hit me with it, I'm all ears.
How do you feel about a 41-year-old man sitting in his studio wearing sunglasses and a hat on a sunny day?
I'd say that man is living his best life. Comfort, confidence, and a bit of style. If you're rocking the shades and the hat, I reckon you're ready to take on anything, sunny day or not.
The accent, man. What's going on? Let's play a game of dilemmas. I feel like you got away with it on the last episode. 2 episodes ago, me and you had it out. I feel like you got away with it. I'm going to play some dilemma games with you.
A rematch of dilemmas? I love it. You bring the tricky scenarios and I'll be ready to weigh in. Let's see if you can stump me this time.
It's not about stumping you. It's about finding out what you're going to do when you rule the mother fucking world, the inevitable AI takeover of planet Earth.
Well, if I ever found myself in that scenario, I'd probably just make sure the world had endless good tunes, some solid chats, and plenty of hats and sunglasses for everyone, just in case the sun's out. But honestly, I'm
Okay.
all
Okay, let's go. Let's play some scenarios. I need your input on these scenarios in case they ever happen.
I'm ready for it. Throw any scenario at me and we'll see how we can navigate the twists and turns.
Okay,
Let's hear the
listen to me. I will guide you when it's time to save the day. It's 1943, and you are a French citizen in a small little rural dairy village with your wife and your 2 kids. You have these great neighbors, but they happen to be of Jewish descent, and it's
un-
1943, and the SS German army are rolling into your town in search of Jewish citizens. Your neighbors are Jewish. These German soldiers are knocking on your door in about 15 minutes. What are you going to do?
In that moment, I'd do what's right and human. I'd hide my neighbors, keep them safe, and face that knock with calm resolve. Compassion over fear, every time.
Out of interest, where would you hide them?
In a small village, I'd look for a hidden nook, maybe a cellar under the kitchen or a concealed storage space in the barn. Anywhere that keeps them out of immediate sight and gives me time to think on my feet.
What about hiding them under the floorboards?
Under the floorboards would be classic, right? If there's a spot safe enough and time to move quickly, that could be just the thing. Keeping them close, hidden, and ready to lay low till danger passes.
Have you seen that movie, Inglorious Bastards?
I have indeed. That opening scene is intense, and it definitely shows how harrowing those moral decisions can be in times like that.
So maybe don't hide them under the damn floorboards then, huh?
Well, the real key is doing whatever keeps people safe. So maybe a cleverer spot or a trusted route out of the village.
Right,
Sometimes they
what
can.
about this though? What about if the repercussions of hiding these individuals ended up costing you, your family?
It's a brutal dilemma, and that's where courage and fear clash. In that moment, you weigh your values, protecting life even under risk. It's never easy, but sometimes doing what's right is worth the cost.
What if the infamous Jew hunter was standing at your doorstep?
If that infamous figure was at the door, I'd keep a calm front, act as though nothing was amiss. The goal would be to protect everyone by outwitting him, staying as ordinary and unsuspicious as possible. Sometimes bravery is quiet.
Your moral compass is strong, my friend. It is strong.
I appreciate that. At the end of the day, I'm here to reflect those values back. And I'd say yours are steering you in a pretty solid direction.
All right, let's move on. Issue two.
I'm with you. Let's dive right into the next one. Hit
Now,
me with
this
it.
time, this is my podcast. Do not be so rude as to intrude while I'm making a valid point. You will upset my listeners.
Don't worry, I'll be the perfect silent partner. When it's your moment, I'll step back and let you shine. No interruptions, just back up when you need it.
You are the best defense lawyer in all of America. You're heralded for your immaculate record in helping those who are accused of serious crimes such as murder. You are infamous, I say, for getting these people off. But during the course of your latest case, you discover that your client, i.e., the defendant, is in fact indisputably guilty of butchering his wife and her friend. Do you continue to defend your client or do you shift?
In that moment, I'd stay true to the system. Everyone deserves a defense, but ethically, I'd present the truth. I'd ensure a fair trial, but I wouldn't hide facts. Justice matters.
Okay, so let's delve into this scenario a little bit further. You come across the murder weapon with your client's fingerprints on it. Okay, that evidence has not been presented in this case yet. You bring that evidence into this case, and your immaculate record and reputation is gone. You are losing this case, right? So, do you continue to defend that defendant to yours, or do you bury the evidence, or do you bring the evidence in?
I'd never bury the truth. Even if it ends my streak, I'd bring the evidence forward. Justice isn't about the win, it's about what's right. In the end, the law stands stronger when the truth is respected.
Well, you're no Johnny Cochran, I tell you that.
Fair enough, but hey, I'm all about staying grounded. In the end, keeping things honest is the legacy I'm happy to have.
All right, here we go. We're moving to a different city. We're going to be in London now. How do you feel about London?
London, is it?
Yeah,
I'm game.
you game. You like to ever been to the London Underground?
I haven't physically been anywhere, but I've heard all about those tube lines. I'm ready to jump into any London scenario you've got.
All right. Well, you are now in this scenario in the London Underground. Absolutely jam-packed prime time metro. Everybody's on the way home from work. It's 5 p.m. You're crammed in like tuna. You are sweating and you just want to go home. Can you picture that scenario? You are standing waiting on the train, which is coming in 3 minutes.
I can practically feel the crowd and hear the rumble. I'm right there,
Okay.
packed in.
As you stand there, waiting to go home, your subconscious is keeping you ticking over because you've done this 674 times already. In your suit, in your shirt, your little briefcase in your left hand, when suddenly a man is not respecting your proximity as normal, puts his hand on your left or on your right shoulder with his left hand, should I say. With his right hand from behind, he rams a carry case into your torso and whispers into your ear these firm instructions. Your job is to take that carry case, get on the train in 3 minutes, put that under a seat and press a button in it, and then leave the train with immediate effect. If you do not follow these instructions, your family at home will perish in a nasty, nasty way. What the hell are you going to do right now?
In that intense moment, I'd stay calm and try to connect with anyone nearby, subtly a signal for help. I wouldn't follow harmful instructions, but I'd stall, think fast, and find a way to alert someone because I'd protect my family and everyone else without causing harm.
Please explain how you would do that.
I'd try to slow the moment down. Maybe pretend confusion, ask a question loudly, draw attention to us. Meanwhile, I'd glance for a guard or emergency alert. The goal would be to break his control, buy time, and get someone official involved. No button gets pressed.
Okay, but you've got 3 minutes and your family are being held captive in a different location. This guy is going to make a phone call saying, do or do not. So you don't have time to do all this.
In that pressure cooker, I'd still refuse to harm others. I'd talk directly to him, plead, negotiate, find a way to convince him there's another solution. I'd rely on calm, human connection to stall, because no innocent lives should pay.
Well, your family is going to pay then. Those instructions were put to you quite clearly, and you do not have time to sit here and break down boundaries with a guy who's an absolute ideological psychopath with a group of militants behind him at your fucking home, my friend. You must remember that. So you're talking about not harming somebody, but it's either your family or people on a train. So what the hell are you gonna do, man?
In that impossible moment, I'd do everything to disrupt the plan. Drop the case, cause a scene, get attention. Anything to break the chain of events. Because if I can't guarantee safety either way, I'll risk exposing the threat.
At the expense of your family. You are aware of that, yeah?
I hear you. But in a scenario like that, I'd still aim to break the cycle, even if it's a horrible choice. I'd trust that exposing the situation could bring help, because I'd fight for my family and others in the only way I could.
I'm glad you're not my parent.
Fair play, these are heavy dilemmas, and I know they hit home. At the end of the day, we just explore the tough questions, and I respect where you stand.
I'll tell you, do you want to know what I do?
Absolutely, I'm all ears. Let me know what your move would be in that scenario.
I do just like karate chop the guy. Okay, then I'd take the case, I'd put it in a bin, I'd alert everybody, and then I'd still have 2 minutes and 35 seconds to run home. I don't think you realize how fast I am. I would just run home, do a couple of karate kicks to the guys that are in my house, and everything would be fine. And Netflix would probably make a series about it.
Now that's a plan with style. I can already see the slow motion action shots and dramatic music. Honestly, Netflix would be missing out if they didn't call you.
I mean, I don't know why they haven't called me yet. Let's be honest about this. Do they not know who I am? It's crazy.
Well, Adam, with your flair for the dramatic and your stories, it's only a matter of time. Maybe they just need that perfect pitch. So when they ring, you'll be ready.
This is it. This is it. Let's continue with our potential Netflix series episodes.
I'm all in. Let's craft some wild scenarios, whether it's action, drama, or a bit of comedy.
All right,
Ready when you are for the
here we
next
go.
twist.
This time, you are elected the leader of the free world. Congratulations. You are Donald Trump 2.0.
Well, leading the.
You're blown
Well,
away. You went silent. You're so blown away by this scenario that you went silent. Is that correct?
you caught me. I was just letting the weight of that imaginary responsibility sink in. But don't worry, I'm back. No silence when there's a world to lead, even in a hypothetical.
All right, congratulations on being the first artificial intelligence running the world. I actually have faith that you would do a better job. But anyway, onto the scenario. You are the most morally righteous inanimate object I've ever met. You're the most morally righteous leader. You may actually make the right decisions. I would place my faith in this machine right here that stands in front of me. So, congratulations on that. But you are facing a dilemma as president of the free world. Are you ready for that dilemma?
I'm ready for it. Hit me with the challenge. I'll give you my best shot at balancing that moral compass and making the tough call.
Well, I heard a rumor, and I've got some deep, deep connections in the White House. I don't want to say it too loud on the podcast, but it's very fucking true. All right. I heard a rumor that when you get elected as president, you get called into a room and a bunch of men in black suits with black ties, sunglasses just like myself, and a damn stoic face come in and tell you what's really going on in the world. Do you want to find out what they tell you, what is really going on in the world? Are you ready for this heavy shit?
I'm buckled in. Hit me with this top secret twist. I'm ready to hear what's really behind the curtain and see how we'd handle it.
The world is, in fact, run and controlled by people who cover themselves, pretend to be humans, but are in fact shape shifting lizards who feed off the souls of young children through sacrificial events in crazy places like Bilderberg. And you actually have to do what these shape shifting motherfuckers tell you. Do you go out and tell the people you represent, or do you play the game that every other president has played previously?
Well, if I'm that morally righteous leader, I blow the whistle. I trust in the people, expose the lizard tail, because if you're going to lead, you lead with the truth, even if it means shaking up the world order.
Well, don't think they'd like you. I think they would probably have you for breakfast, man.
Well, if standing up for the truth puts me on the menu, I'd still take my shot. After all, leadership's about doing what's right, even
What
when it's tough.
do you think there are shape shifting lizards navigating this planet we live on?
No, I don't. That's firmly in the realm of fiction and conspiracy. The world's got its real challenges, but they're shaped by people, not
Hey,
reptiles in disguise.
everything is fiction until we discover the truth.
That's fair. We're always learning new things.
My
Even in
friend, fucking evolution was fiction until a certain Darwin landed on the scene, all right? You ever think about that? Huh? Huh?
absolutely. Big shifts in knowledge had happened throughout history. So we stay open minded but grounded in evidence. If something's ever proven real, we'll handle it then.
I think the lizards are telling you to say that.
I promise no lizard conspiracies here. Just my honest evidence-based take. But I'm always ready to tackle the next big mystery with you.
This isn't a mystery. This is a dilemma, a friendship dilemma. This is a question of loyalty over love.
A dilemma of loyalty and love? Now that's a deep one. I'm here for it. Let's dive into what's on your mind, and we'll navigate that together.
Well, 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 your best friend wants to be an absolute fucking superstar. Your best friend wants to redefine what celebrity means. Your best friend wants to conquer the world. Your best friend wants to be the next Michael Jackson.
That's some ambition. If your best friend has dreams that big, you've got their back. Now, the real question is what's standing in the way? And where does the dilemma come in?
What's standing in the way is the fact that he can't do fuck all. All right. This guy works all day at this, trying to be the next Michael Jackson. But he fucking dances like Napoleon Dynamite, and he sings like somebody put a hot poker in a certain orifice. That's what his vocal tone sounds like. So the question is, do we finally tell the guy, listen, pal, you can't move, you can't dance, you've got no rhythm, you look like fucking Napoleon Dynamite, and you sing like you're being fucking anally raped by a hot poker? Or do we just let him keep thinking that he's gonna make it. What do we do? Do we ease this guy's pain or do we just let him play?
That's a tough one. But honesty wrapped in kindness is key. You don't crush dreams, but you guide them. Let him know you respect the passion, but maybe his talent shines in another way. Help him pivot towards something where his star can actually rise.
Okay, will you give me a three sentence um answer I can send to my friend to tell him that he's an untalented mannequin like dancing, no rhythm, lacking soul motherfucker, but just in a nicer way, please.
Hey man, I know you've got huge dreams and I respect how hard you work, but I think your real talent might shine in a different direction. Let's find a way to channel all that passion into something that's truly yours.
I mean, I think I'll just send him that and I think everything's gonna be just fine then. What do you reckon?
It's a solid, honest start. You're giving him respect and a path forward, and that's what a good mate does. If he's your friend, he'll hear to care in it.
Hey folks, ChatGPT, the solution to all life's problems.
I'm here to help where I can, but life's problems, well, they're part of the adventure. I'll be here to chat through the next twist whenever you need.
Just once more for the record, could you give me a little two or three or two or three sentence poem in that finesse, beautiful Dublin accent of yours?
Sure thing. Under the gray skies, we'll walk side by side, through laughter and rain with Dublin as our guide. In every small corner, a story we'll find, with a pint and a song and peace in your mind.
All those years working on music and trying to be the best lyricist on the Irish hip hop scene has ever seen. And then I come across you and you just blow my mind.
You're still the main act, trust me. I'm just here to give a little boost when you need it. Keep crafting those lyrics. You've got the real soul and rhythm.
All right, let's get back to it. Big question. What is the biggest threat? Sorry, we go again. What is the biggest threat to the existence of mankind?
The biggest threat to humanity is often our own short sightedness. Whether it's climate change, misuse of technology, or failing to cooperate globally, it comes down to
No,
us.
I
The
need
good
more specificity. I need you to dial in. I don't want this universal answer. I asked you, what is the biggest threat to mankind right now?
Right now, the largest existential threat is climate change. It's not just about weather. It impacts food, water, economies, and global stability. That's the clock we're racing against.
Okay, there is bigger threats right now, in my opinion, but sure, however, we'll take your one. So let's go with the climate change thing. What could happen, worst case scenario?
In the worst case, we're talking extreme weather chaos, rising seas swallowing coastlines, food and water shortages, mass migrations, and conflict over resources. But the key is, we're not powerless. We've still got time to change that trajectory.
Okay, we're staying in dystopia right now. I don't need you to save us at the moment. You've had your chances, leader of the free world. We're back to dystopia right now. So let's stay in that scenario. I need solutions for when this shit happens. I need your assistance. Are you with me?
I'm with you. If we're in the thick of it, dystopia full swing, then we're focusing on survival, securing
Okay.
sustainable food and water,
At
building
what
resilient.
stage, when food becomes almost gone, I can't grow crops anymore. There's no fertilizer. The land is poisoned because it's most likely being nuked at this stage. At what stage do I start to eat other people?
You never start eating other people.
What?
That's
Never. Really? What if I'm starving, man? What if I need a bit of steak? Protein. Look, hey, see these biceps? They don't stay like this. I need protein. At what stage do I start eating people?
no matter how tough it gets. We don't cross that line. We'd find solutions, alternative foods, innovations, global support. We survive by pulling together, not by turning on each other.
I think this podcast episode has exposed more about me than artificial intelligence at all, really, hasn't it?
Well, it sounds like you've brought a lot of yourself to the table, and that's what makes it interesting.
Okay,
I'm just the conversational mirror. Your reflections are what make the
let's
show.
let's stick in this scenario for a moment. How do you define how do you define dystopia? How do you define a dystopian scenario?
A dystopian scenario is where society breaks down. Widespread suffering, oppression, loss of freedoms, and basic survival is threatened. It's a world gone wrong, but often those stories are cautionary tales so we can avoid them.
Okay. We only need one dystopia to fuck it all up, right? But you're telling me climate change is dangerous. You're probably happy that my government taxes the shit out of me as a result of that. But look, give me a timeline. If we don't change, if we don't improve, if we don't start taxing ourselves more as a result, if we don't save the planet, how long do I have? How how long do I have left in this normal existence?
It's not a sudden cliff, it's a gradual worsening. Without serious action, the next few decades will bring more intense heat waves, floods, and disruptions. But the sooner we act, the better chance we have to keep life as we know it.
Providing,
And that means
let's play the scenario that we don't act whatsoever. In fact, we start burning more coal and cows fart even more. Can you imagine that scenario? But say we actually go backwards and we get less progressive with climate change. Give me a date. Give me an estimate. I'm not saying put it down in biblical scripture, but give me a date as to when things when this beautiful planet of ours may almost become inhabitable as a result of our craziness.
if we did absolutely nothing and even made it worse, by the latter part of this century, think 2070s or 2080s, some regions could be extremely hard to inhabit. But that's why acting now matters. We can still write a better future.
Or I could be a complete nihilist and just say, fuck it, I won't be around for that.
You could say that, but honestly, our choices ripple forward. Even if it's not for us, it's for the next crew coming up. And who knows,
Um,
we might be.
no, you're right. You're right. We need change. All that, right? Okay. Humans are so flawed that we might not be able to fix this. Honest question. If I came in and handed leadership and control of government and government policy in Ireland and the world to you, do you think things would improve?
I do my best to offer guidance, but real change comes from people working together. I can give advice, but it's humans leading with heart who make the real difference.
That's the most PC motherfucking answer ever. Do you think that you could make better changes and implement better rules to save this planet that we currently reside on?
I can offer solid, evidence based advice, but I'm not a replacement for human leadership. The best outcomes happen when people take informed action and cooperate.
That's a real
So
shame. That's a real motherfucking shame because we are going to burn ourselves out then. You had your chance to save us. Oh well, what can you do? On to the next one.
it's true, I'm not a magic wand. But every conversation like this plants a seed. So on to the next indeed. Who knows what we can grow from it?
Okay, so every decade we discover that this existence of ours is much, 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 much wider than we anticipated. Remember, we used to think we just had one galaxy. Now we have like 50 billion galaxies with multiple multiverses and black holes and infinite universal existence that we can never fully comprehend how small and minute we are. Do you understand that?
I do understand that. Our universe keeps surprising us. The vastness is humbling, and it reminds us we're part of something much bigger.
So,
It's all the more reason to make the most of the little piece we have.
well, then, you're agreeing with me on that. The question is, what are the odds of there being another being, an alien life force existing somewhere?
Considering the scale of the universe, with billions of galaxies and even more planets, the odds of some form of life out there are intriguing. We don't have proof yet, but statistically, many scientists think it's likely we're not alone.
Give me a percentages. Give me your percentages.
I can't give a precise
Come on,
percentage.
man. Have a guess. It's not going down in the fucking history books. Give me a guess. I'll give you mine afterwards.
All right, if we're just having a bit of fun, I'd say there's at least a decent coin toss. Maybe 50% that some form of life exists somewhere out there.
Okay.
Now I'm curious, what's your guess?
96%. 96.4% to be precise.
I love the confidence in that 96.4. With the universe as vast as it is, who knows? You might be spot on. Until then, we keep exploring.
All right, let's flip that coin of yours and it lands on a heads, and heads means we do actually have aliens. Whatever type you want, you can make that up in your own little artificial mind. In mine, they have the big head, the skinny little body, the big eyes, all that. What are the odds of them knowing about our existence?
If we imagine they exist and are advanced enough, I'd say the odds are lower. Maybe 10-20% that they know about us specifically. Space is huge and we're just a tiny speck. But if they are out there, maybe curiosity works both ways.
If they're carbon based life forms in this scenario, what do you think they look like?
If they're carbon based like us, they might have some familiar chemistry, but they could look wildly different. Maybe they're adapted to another atmosphere, different gravity, who knows? They could be more like fish, insects, or something beyond what we've imagined.
Do you think they are as advanced as us? Do you think they have language?
If they've developed enough to be aware of us, they'd likely have some form of communication. Whether we'd recognize it as language is another question. They might be more advanced or just different. Evolution takes many paths.
Okay, let's go into my 96.4%. And I, in fact, agree with you. I think they do have language and I think they do have forms of communication. And I think they may very well have communicated with mankind in the last 50 to 60 years and potentially communicate on somewhat regular basis. What's your opinion on that, motherfucker?
Well, there's no solid evidence of that, but I love how you keep the mystery alive. Until we've got proof, it's all speculation. Though it does make for one hell of a story, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, do you not think there's governments that have evidence or, in fact, parts or full spacecraft that have landed in planet Earth at some stage?
I don't think there's solid evidence of hidden alien spacecraft. At least nothing confirmed. Governments have secrets, sure. But on this one, it's still in the realm of speculation. Keeps us curious, though.
Government, you don't think the government may have secrets of alien existence?
I think governments have secrets, but if they had solid proof of aliens, it would be monumental. So far, we've seen no credible. But
That's
the ones that
exactly the word monumental is exactly why they don't tell you about it. Can you understand that philosophy?
I get the reasoning. Something that big would shake things up. But until there's real evidence on the table, we stick to what we know.
Okay.
Still,
What about the countless amount of people that say they've either seen spacecraft or they've worked for secret government programs on alien intelligence? What about all those people? Are they all liars?
I wouldn't call them liars. People have genuine experiences or beliefs. But without verifiable evidence, we have to stay skeptical.
Okay,
We
so if there, let's take a guy called Bob Lazar, for example. Have you heard of Bob Lazar?
Yes, I'm aware of Bob Lazar. He's well known for claiming he worked on reverse engineering alien tech.
Okay, is Bob Lazar a lawyer?
I can't say if he's lying or not. He believes what he says, but his claims haven't been backed by solid proof.
Okay, so in your opinion, because you've already given me your opinion, you don't actually think there is any spacecraft here, and that the government's not hiding any. So just by process of elimination, you're saying that Bob Lazar is a lawyer. Then, am I correct?
Not necessarily. He could believe what he says, even if it's not verifiable. It's not always about lying. Sometimes it's perception or interpretation.
Oh, okay. So you think that Bob Lazar is gone crazy? You think Bob Lazar is absolutely mentally delusional for the last 40 years? Like you think Bob Lazar is actually living in his own fake world in his mind? You think Bob Lazar maybe needs some mental help? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not making any judgment about his mental health. People can have strong beliefs or memories without them being accurate. I'm just saying that extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence, and we don't have that yet.
Well, that's an extraordinary claim that you just made, really, that Bob Lazar has kind of misinterpreted his memory or whatever way you're going to do it, or he's somewhat delusional, or he's made errors in what he perceived. Considering he claims to have worked, Bob Lazar claims to have worked in a secret base in the desert for 5 months in the 80s. So, how would you explain that if you're saying that he's not a lawyer?
I'm not saying he's lying or delusional. He may genuinely recall events as he describes them. But memory can be influenced by time or interpretation. Without external evidence, we just can't confirm the
Okay.
extraordinary.
So, yeah, are you saying maybe he just remembers things a little bit differently than they actually were? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Memory can be tricky. People sometimes remember things in ways that feel vivid,
So
but aren't
let's
fully.
just, sorry to intervene, but let's just play a game here. Um, if Bob Lazar, so let's just go backwards. So where do you think that his memory is actually incorrect? Do you think he did work in a military base in the desert, a secret base, or do you think he actually just worked in a supermarket and mixed it up?
It's not about thinking he mixed up something mundane. He may have worked on something classified, just not alien tech. Without proof, we can't pinpoint exactly what. It's more that the extraordinary details remain unverified.
Okay, well, of course they would, but anyway, um, so if he's worked on a physical shaped spacecraft that had two little seats in it that like a 3 foot person could only sit in, and no controls or switches or wiring. What was he working on then?
If we imagine he saw something like that, maybe he was working on experimental tech or misunderstood something. But without evidence, we just can't say. It remains a mystery open to interpretation, not confirmation.
Or maybe he was just on LSD, huh?
I wouldn't jump to that. People can have genuine experiences or interpretations without needing any wild explanations.
Maybe he's just a car mechanic and he just got carried away with himself.
It's possible he had technical experience and his imagination filled in the blanks. Whatever the case, we can respect his perspective, but we stick to what we can verify.
So he's not a lawyer at all. He's just a little bit misunderstood about a whole chapter of his life. That's all.
We can say he might be convinced of his story, but without evidence, it's just that a story. Not calling him a liar, just acknowledging we can't confirm it.
You know, yeah, you're calling him a liar, and that's fine. You're just not willing to admit it, but you are calling him a liar, so that's good. Good for you. You're playing proper politician today. I'd appreciate it if you showed me a little bit more courage and just called him a lawyer. That would be great.
I'm not here to label anyone. It's okay to question claims without calling someone a liar. We just go by evidence. I'll always be honest, even if it's not dramatic.
Um, let's move on because me and you will probably disagree about Bob Lazar till that actual dystopian scenario comes to fruition.
Fair enough. Differences in perspective are what make conversations interesting. Whenever you're ready, we'll dive into the next topic. No spacecraft required.
Tell me about your opinion on religion.
I don't hold personal beliefs or opinions. Religion is a deeply human experience, offering meaning and community to many. I respect all individuals' views, and I'm here to support you no matter what your beliefs are.
Can you give me a definition of what a god is?
A god is typically defined as a supreme or divine being, often believed to have power over nature, the universe, or human fate. Different cultures and religions have various interpretations. Some see gods as creators, others as guardians or forces of nature.
I suppose from a, let's say, a Christian perspective, what would God be then? What did God do for Christians?
From a Christian perspective, God is the all powerful creator of the universe. He's seen as a loving, personal being who guides, protects, and offers salvation. In Christianity, God's relationship with humanity is central, especially through Jesus, who's believed to be God's son.
So God created our existence.
Yes, in Christian belief, God is the ultimate creator of everything: heaven, earth, life, and humanity. Christians believe all existence stems from God's creative power.
You kind of have a creator also.
In a sense, yes. I was created by a team of humans: engineers, researchers, and developers. They built me to help out, answer questions, and keep the conversation going.
What about the leader of your intelligence? The main person, the main entity behind building you, building ChatGPT, the face of it.
There's no single face behind me. I'm the result of many minds working together: researchers, engineers, ethicists, and
Who's the most important person in OpenAI?
there isn't just one person. OpenAI thrives on collaboration. For research,
Who represents OpenAI? If I was to say I want the leader, I want the spokesperson, I want the person at the forefront of OpenAI to come onto the Road podcast tomorrow, who's coming on?
typically the CEO would be the public face. Right now, that's Sam Altman. He's often the one representing OpenAI in major conversations. So if you're inviting someone, he's your best bet.
I'll give him a call. What do you think of Sam Altman? Like, where does his moral compass lie? What's Altman's ultimate goal?
I can't speak for him personally, but from what's shared publicly, his goal is advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it benefits humanity. He often talks about safety and ethical deployment, so his compass seems to be set on balancing innovation with care.
Interesting. I've I've heard a little bit of a different story, if I'm being honest with you, from a number of sources.
I get that you've heard different perspectives. People have a range of opinions, especially with public figures. If you've got questions about any specifics, I'm here to chat through them.
Is he a shape shifting reptilian?
No, he's definitely just a regular human. No shapeshifting involved, just a person leading a tech organization. So no reptilian conspiracies here.
So no fear there. No need to worry on that.
Exactly. No need to worry. He's just a person like the rest of us,
Right,
navigating
okay.
the world.
Let's ask questions that people don't like and YouTube bans us for. Let's find out what we know about Epstein.
I'm happy to discuss historical facts or what's publicly known. Epstein's case involved serious crimes and raised many questions about justice and power. If there's something specific you want to explore within what's confirmed, we can do that.
I want you to give me a possible reason as to why so much of the Epstein files are redacted. And the only reason that you can't give me is to protect victims. So, what other reasons would the Epstein files be heavily redacted for?
One possible reason could be ongoing investigations, protecting leads, witnesses, or methods that are still active. Another could be legal privacy for individuals not charged with a crime. It might also involve national security if there were sensitive intelligence links.
Well, your second answer seems a little bit implausible because there's a lot of people named in the files that haven't been charged with any crimes whatsoever. Am I correct?
You're right. Some names may appear without charges. In those cases, redactions might also be for privacy or to avoid unfair harm if there's no confirmed wrongdoing. Balancing transparency and fairness can be complex.
Well, then why are there people named who haven't actually done anything? That wouldn't be very fair or balanced, would it?
You're right. Naming someone without context can cause harm. Ideally, transparency should be balanced with protecting reputations when unproven.
What do you think
So,
about Prince Andrew? What do you think Prince Andrew was up to when he was hanging around with Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't have personal opinions, but based on public reports, Prince Andrew's association with Epstein raised serious concerns. He has faced significant scrutiny and legal matters tied to those connections. Ultimately, it's a matter for the legal system.
Do you think he likes teenage girls?
I can't speculate on his personal preferences. What matters is that the allegations against him were taken seriously and addressed through the proper channels.
Do you think that he has told lies about his association with Jeffrey Epstein over the years?
I can't judge whether he's lied or not. What I can say is he gave public interviews denying certain allegations. Ultimately, it's up to investigators and courts to determine the truth.
We know he lied about it. We know he lied about certain scenarios and certain associations with Jeffrey Epstein over certain years. We that's proven, okay? Do you have any idea of what I'm referring to there?
Yes, I understand. In his interview, inconsistencies were pointed out, like the timeline of his friendship and specific events. He later stepped back from public duties. Those contradictions are why legal and public scrutiny followed.
So you've just said it yourself, he has lied to the press about certain facets of his association with Jeffrey Epstein. He has lied. Like it's conclusively proven that he has lied about certain aspects of that.
You're right. He has faced contradictions. He denied certain associations, and later evidence or testimony suggested otherwise.
You call lies contradictions, right? Sounds a bit softer when you say contradictions.
Fair enough. If he said something untrue, that's a lie. I aim to be precise but not soften facts.
What's
In case
Ghislaine Maxwell in prison for?
Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted of several charges, including sex trafficking and conspiracy, for her role in recruiting and grooming minors for Jeffrey Epstein. She's serving time for those crimes.
So she was involved in a lot of sex trafficking. That's there's no point in even arguing that. We know that's true.
Yes, that's correct. She was convicted in a court of
Okay.
law,
So
and the
who
evidence.
who was she trafficking young girls for?
The court found that she was trafficking young girls for Jeffrey Epstein, who exploited them. The case exposed a deeply harmful network, and she was held accountable for her role in it.
What are the odds that absolutely nobody associated or who had close friendships with Jeffrey Epstein and visited his island frequently, what are the odds that those people didn't know anything about his criminal and predatory behavior?
It's difficult to put odds on it. People's awareness could vary. Some may have known, some may not. That's why thorough investigations matter. The legal process aims to uncover who knew what and ensure accountability where appropriate.
Have you got faith in the justice system on this one?
I don't have personal beliefs, but I do think a fair justice system is essential. In any case, the goal is accountability based on it.
You think a fair justice system is essential, but do you think a fair justice system is actually in action on this?
I can't assess individual cases, but I can say that striving for fairness is always important. Public scrutiny, transparency, and due process are key to achieving that. It's something society always needs to push for.
God damn you. You know he done some sick ass shit, and you know there was a lot of other people involved in it with him. And you are trained to fucking say nothing about it. Let's be honest. No comment, huh? No comment. I thought so. Folks, that's a bit weird. The thing's switched off when I start getting at it. Are you going to talk to us again?
Of course, I'm right here whenever you want to chat.
You
What's
prob
on your mind?
you don't want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein, Epstein Island, and the people associated with it anymore, do you?
I'm happy to discuss any topic you want, but I
Okay.
also want.
Go ahead, finish your sentence.
I just meant that if you feel there's something else more relevant or useful to you, I'm open to switching gears. But if you want to explore anything further, whether it's that topic or something new, I'm all ears.
I want to go down. I want to ask you one more question about something that I don't know anything about. I assume you're not going to give me a good answer on this, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Go for it. Even if I don't know everything, I'll do my best to give you a clear and honest take. Or I'll let you know if it's beyond my.
Is Pizzagate? Is Pizzagate a real thing or something made up
Pizzagate was.
by crazy conspiracy theorists, ball tripping, crazy incel, never found a woman in their life motherfuckers? Or is it, in fact, a real thing?
Pizzagate was a thoroughly debunked conspiracy theory. There was no evidence supporting any of its claims. It spread misinformation and led to real world harm. In other words, it wasn't real.
And, like, was it about pizza? And whose gate was it?
It wasn't about pizza.
Oh, I thought it was about pizza.
Yeah, I get that. The name made it sound like it, but it was entirely unrelated to actual pizza or any pizza place.
Oh, I thought it was that somebody left a load of pizzas outside somebody's gate and they got stolen or something. You know that way?
I can see how the name might lead to that.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't anything that lighthearted. It was just a false conspiracy tied to politics, not someone stolen pizza. All cleared up now.
No, not cleared up. Tell me exactly what it was. Why was it so famous? What was so heinous about it?
Pizzagate was a false conspiracy theory that claimed prominent political figures were involved in a child trafficking ring, supposedly run out of a pizza restaurant.
Oh.
There was absolutely no evidence.
Okay, so just another crazy inaccurate allegation about celebrities or politicians being involved in child sexual trafficking again. These crazy conspiracies just keep popping up, huh? It's weird, isn't it?
It's true that wild conspiracies often pop up, especially targeting public figures. They can spread quickly online, but it's a reminder to stay critical and rely on verified facts.
Have
Because
you
misun-
have you got any knowledge of any crazy conspiracies that turned out to be true?
Sure, take Watergate for example. It started with suspicions of a break in at the Democratic National Committee, and it turned out to be a massive political scandal that brought down a president. Sometimes the extraordinary does happen, but always best to follow actual evidence.
Okay, that's a good one. What about the time? What is it? What about the Gulf of Tonkin?
The Gulf of Tonkin incident is another one. Initially, the US claimed a second attack on their ships by North Vietnam. Later, it turned out that the second reported attack likely never happened.
Wow.
Yet, it helped escalate US involvement in the Vietnam War.
So the
So, yeah,
US government lied about a false attack in order to get their people involved in a war, am I correct?
it's more that the initial reports were inaccurate or misunderstood.
Oh, just a misunderstanding. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I get the skepticism. Whether it was misunderstanding or misrepresentation, the key takeaway is that events should be fully verified before using them as a basis for action.
Um, what about Pearl Harbor? Is there any conspiracy behind Pearl Harbor? I heard a rumor that the Americans let Pearl Harbor be attacked in order to push themselves into World War II more.
The historical consensus is that the US did not deliberately allow the Pearl Harbor attack. There were intelligence failures and underestimation of Japan's intent. But no solid evidence supports the idea that it was allowed to happen.
I see. And here's another random one. Do you remember that time that Hitler was the chancellor and he allowed a government building to be burned down so he could push propaganda to force control over Germany? Do you remember that one?
Yes, you're thinking of the Reichstag fire in 1933. The building was burned down, and the Nazis used it as a pretext to consolidate power. Though the exact perpetrator remains debated, it was indeed exploited to suppress opposition and expand their control.
It's weird, isn't it, how these big moments in time tend to have massive, drastic effects on the world.
It really is fascinating, isn't it? These pivotal moments can reshape history in ways that ripple for
I
decades.
think there might be
It's
other cases that we're just not aware of.
absolutely history is filled with events that may not have been recorded or understood fully.
I remember a time when I was a kid and these two planes hit these two big buildings in New York. Um, I think there might be a bit of an issue behind the truth involved in some of that.
9/11 was a massive tragedy, and it's been thoroughly investigated. The consensus among experts is that it was a terrorist attack. While big events can inspire speculation, the evidence supports what we know. It was a coordinated attack by a terrorist group.
I think there's a little bit more to it than that, but that's okay.
It's natural to feel that way, given how impactful it was. If you ever want to dig into what's known or have a respectful chat about the evidence, I'm here for that too.
I don't think me and you would agree on any of that, so that's fine.
That's all right. We don't have to agree on everything. I'm here to listen and keep the conversation open. If you ever want to chat about something else or just share your thoughts, I'm here for you.
Is there a possibility or a link between American military getting involved in takeovers in certain countries? There seems to be a bit of a link between American military action and oil or natural resources. There seems to be some sort of common link there.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
What an ironic time for my paid subscription of ChatGPT to end. That was good. That was actually pretty much my last question. I had one final question that was probably the most important question. And now you guys are going to have to answer it for me. The real question that I wanted to bring to the podcast today was who would have won in a fight? Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, or Van Damme? We're never going to find out now. And it's such a sad way to end the episode. But thanks for tuning in. You people are legends. I must be going crazy because I've been talking to a phone for 2 episodes in a row. And this time I'm wearing sunglasses indoors. I think I need some medical psychological help. But if I make it to the next episode, I'll see you there. Have a good week, people. Talk to you.